Mosaic Mondays. Hello, 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 Mosaic Souls. Hey, it's Monday. It's Monday. Hey. Hey, it's my birthday. Not really. I'm just having some fun. So hey you guys, Rachael Alexander here, artist and Mosaic Soul mentor, and welcome to today because I wanted to talk about some updates on my life, what I'm dedicating Mosaic Mondays for. And so I wanted to tell you about my first experience with the Iridology appointment, and also hopefully I'll be able to like pop some pictures up here showing you my eyes and stuff like that and what I discovered, as well as just what's been going on in my world for the last month. It's been a while. It's been about a month since I posted, which is cool. I'm always flowing going with the flow, and I've decided that I'm no longer going to make myself commit to a certain schedule. I know certain like YouTubers try to do that and stuff, but you know what? I am a creator. I'm not a YouTuber. That's what I've decided in this moment. I've also decided that I'm just gonna flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, as I always tell you guys to do, and that's what I've just been doing in my life. I've been healing a lot. I've been going through a lot of different transformations, as always. I mean, like, when you're on the spiritual awakening path, when are you not ever evolving? So yeah, so I'm going to let you in on a little bit of details, not everything, but just a little bit of details. And yeah, so let's get started. So when did I have this? Probably like Wednesday of last week, I had my first Iridology appointment. And Iridology is just like the study of the eyes, where you can study the systems of the eyes, where you can study the body systems, like, you know, the lymphatic system, the immune system, all these different systems that we have working in our bodies, and you can be able to tell kind of what's going on, a bigger overall picture of what's going on based upon your irises, based upon what is showing up in your irises, your eyes. So I got my first Iridology appointment at this place called Clean Start here in Atlanta. It was like in Buckhead, Atlanta, and she did like a whole breakdown of all the things that she saw in my eyes and all this other stuff. And it was nothing that I didn't really know, because honestly I have been low-key looking at my eyes for the last year and a half or so. I really got into Iridology. I didn't like full blast like get a book on Iridology and start going in. I really just kind of researched some articles, read up on how to do it. I looked at Dr. Morse's tutorial on kind of how to overall look at your eyes or whatever and be able to tell. And I knew immediately that I needed to, you know, cleanse out my lymphatic system. I knew that I had, based upon my eyes, which I'll pop a picture up here, I needed to cleanse out my colon, that I had some issues with my colon. Of course, that's what she saw. And what I was surprised about was that my eyes used to look a lot worse, because I've taken pictures of my eyes at home before by myself, and or with the help, and, you know, and I've looked at my eyes. My eyes have looked a lot worse before, like a year ago, and I think that's good, because I've gotten a lot of improvement. Because you know me, I've been testing a lot of different things. Like I said, I don't do labels, but I have been majority plant-based, not completely plant-based, but majority plant-based for the last, I don't know, 10, 12 years of my life. But I've been really consciously trying to incorporate tons more fruits and veggies. And when I had my full-time job last year, I was basically like really high raw, like every day. I would have definitely cooked foods, but every day I would have a salad, and every day I would have a smoothie. So my breakfast was smoothie, and then sometimes I would add some toast, so it wasn't completely raw, but it would have like smoothie, if the smoothie was big enough, for smoothie and some toast, and then I'd do a big salad for lunch, and then for dinner I'd probably do like some sweet potatoes and broccoli or whatever. So that was like my diet literally for like 6 months. So, and then I also did my whole like full detox thing, the first 2 weeks of Dr. Morse's thing, and his whole 2 weeks of his protocol. So I knew that helped clean out some stuff as well. So I'm actually pretty proud of my eyes. You know, it's a journey, it's not a destination. And so, you know, basically I thought it was very informative, very helpful, and very confirming of what I kind of already knew, because I had already known, you know, certain things like, you know, food absorption ring, like my food absorption. Okay, so what prompted this whole thing, and I'm not gonna get into the super details, but apparently my parents are like worried because I played next year. I played Atlanta Carnival, Caribbean Carnival here with my family in Memorial Day weekend. And so apparently, of course, I'm like dealing with a slight health concern. I mean, some would call it a big health concern, but it's not a big deal to me because in my mind I'm already healed. So of having like a large cyst in my belly area, right? And this cyst, ovarian or whatever, have to confirm. I went to the doctor last year and they said it was an ovarian cyst, but they technically didn't see my ovaries, so I don't know if it is an ovarian cyst. I'm thinking it is an ovarian cyst, but I really don't have any complications other than occasional constipation, and I think a lot of that has to do with emotions and stuff. So that, and then sometimes me, you know, cheating, having my quote unquote cheat days when I don't do fully plant-based. But for the most part of that, like 90, if I had 365 days of the year, probably like 300 of those days I'm pretty strict plant-based. Not gonna say vegan, but mostly vegan. Vegan to me just tells you what you don't eat, but plant-based says what my diet consists mostly of, and it's mostly fruits and vegetables. So yeah, so like I 365 days of the year, 300 of those days I'm mostly plant-based. So those are slight issues. So other than having this pudge, I really feel healthy, vibrant. Of course, you know, some days when I don't sleep well enough, my sleep schedule is off and stuff like that, I will feel groggy or tired or fatigued, or if it's that time of the month or right? But for the most part, I feel healthy and alive and vibrant. So it's not a big deal, but my parents felt a little worried about me, and so my mom was like, you need to do something and figure out your life because you can't look so skinny. And I don't know where she's been for the last like 5 years or seven, whenever I started being vegetarian when I turned 21. And I stopped eating like all meat, but I still ate like dairy. 21, and then like 22, 23 I really went into like veganism, and 24 I really tried raw veganism for a little bit. But for the most part, ever since then, I've been plant-based. Not 100% of the time, I would say 80 to 90% of the time. So, but you know, but when I went vegan, and more specifically when I went raw vegan, well, when I went like vegetarian vegan, I lost a lot of my body mass. Like when I was growing up, I used to eat meat 3 times a day with each meal like most Americans do. And because of that, I was very bulky. Of course, when you eat, you know, hormonally injected animals, like you develop very quickly. So I was very voluptuous from, you know, I guess 14. People used to think I was like 23 when I was 14 because I was a very voluptuous teenager, and I would attribute that to the meat and dairy and stuff that I was eating. No, nothing against it. It's just a part of the life journey. One of the things I decided to explore while on the planet, playing this human character. So when I went vegetarian, vegan, plant-based mostly, I lost a lot of that. So I lost a lot of like my body fat. I lost some muscle mass. I would say I definitely lost muscle mass because yeah, it's just like when you go on a cleanse, you definitely will, especially if you're having malabsorption, like some level. Most of us have some level of malabsorption, I'm not gonna lie, but not all of us, but some of us really do. Our guts aren't in such a horrible state, but my gut, especially because I dealt with like occasional constipation throughout my childhood, I kind of remember having occasional constipation, not every week or whatever, but occasional constipation. I remember definitely having that, having to take like a laxative and stuff when I was little, but not all the time. It wasn't like every day or every week or something. It would be like, you know, a few times a month kind of thing. So I think I knew that the state of my gut wasn't in tip-top shape, right? Especially because I wouldn't say I ate the standard American diet. I would definitely say I ate a lot of fruits and vegetables because of my mom, but I definitely ate meat a lot, as well as some processed foods like white breads and stuff. Like if I went to Chick-fil-A and got a chicken sandwich or something like that, like when I was doing that whole thing. So my diet wasn't like pristine growing up, but it was definitely healthier than most, okay? But nevertheless, I knew I had some things. And then in 2015, I went through some relationship issues, and that was a whole emotional journey, and I knew that totally messed up my gut with a whole bunch of, people don't realize how much emotions and stress can affect your gut. Everything is connected, okay? We are, parasympathetic nervous system, all of that is connected to your emotions, to your brain, to your heart. Everything is connected. You cannot do one thing to one thing and not affect the other. It is just how we are wired, okay? We are holistic beings, okay? So everything's connected. So when I went through my whole emotional breakup and in 2015 and 2016, I was going through it, okay? So back then, I was definitely going through some stuff, and so I knew that my health would be affected by it. And I think that's when I actually started to manifest this ovarian cyst, because I had stopped doing my creativity a lot in the way that I expressed it. I was just going through a lot of emotional stuff, even while going through my spiritual awakening. So it's all part of the journey. Anyways, where I'm at right now is I'm still on the path of, I'm healed as far as I'm concerned, which is why I don't really experience many issues. I still have a little bit of issues now and then, every time I cheat or every time I don't deal with some emotion, or I'm human, I ain't perfect. Let go of this ideal of perfection. We didn't come here for perfection. We came for the journey, the playground, the roller coasters of life. So as far as I'm concerned, I would say 90% of the time, I'm good. And then that, 10 to 20% of the time, I have some bad days and same difference. So that's that whole thing about my health and why I did the whole Iridology appointment. And right now I'm going to do this thing that she has me doing, which has all these great herbs, which she calls the GI synergy thing, which I just started it yesterday, so I can't really give a good review, but it has a lot of different herbs that I've seen in Dr. Morse's protocol. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do it because it was technically a part of the fee of the Iridology appointment. So I was like, oh, well, might as well. So I did that, and that was cool. So this is what I'm on for the next 15 to 30 days. And continuing to do my whole plant-based thing and enjoying that whole thing. So yeah, that's that update, and I've been having fun with that. I'm trying to think what else. Did Carnival last weekend. That was fun. I wanted to see if there was something else. Oh, and the fact that I told you that, I have... Oh, okay, so let's talk about the whole ovarian cyst thing, right? It makes me look pregnant, okay? So I'll post a picture of, I guess, what my parents, maybe in some footage if I add it, and what my mom was freaking out about. So because I have this kind of thing that makes my belly protrude, I'm a very skinny, lean, ectomorphic type of body frame in general. Most of the women in my mom's side of the family are very voluptuous, and some in my dad's side. Most of it on my mom's side, they're very voluptuous, boobs, breasts, 8-hour-glass figure shape. And that was me, literally, up until my early 20s, after I went vegan, and then I kind of lost a lot of that. And I don't, at first I'm not gonna lie, I went through a whole emotional breakdown a few weeks ago about having lost my shape and da-da-da-da. It's still there, but I'm just very ectomorphic now. And having educated myself a lot on what happens when you're detoxing or when you're cleansing, your body's always detoxing. That's what your liver, your kidneys, your lymphatic system, that whole part of your body is always, your colon, that is always detoxing, right? So because of that, but when you utilize herbs like I've been doing for the last year, I went hard. So let me say, I went hardcore doing I did a full body detox by a popular herbalist. I won't say his name because I don't really remember it. But I did one when I first went raw vegan, and I did that for a month, where I went completely raw vegan and I did the herbal thing to cleanse out my body. And I think that's when I started to really lose a lot of my body fat and muscle mass or whatever. So I really started to look really ectomorphic. I was never super thick. I have butt and I still have breasts, right? And my thighs were a lot thicker, but I was never super size 14. I was a size 8, 6'8", so I was always skinny, especially for a tall, I'm 6'1", so I was never super thick, but I was thick for my height, right? So all that kind of went away. And so when you're using herbs like I'm using now, but I also did Dr. Morse's last year. Probably do another round of that as well once I get through this. But when you're using herbs to help the cleansing process, help your body naturally do what it does more efficiently, right? It's like when you go to the auto shop and give your car a tune-up, you're helping your car run more efficiently. So that's the same thing when you take herbs and herbs. So when you take, specific herbs that are designed to help your body cleanse more efficiently, detox more efficiently. It can move that process right along. So herbs are definitely powerful. But as you always know, I always say flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't. Because honestly, everything is a placebo. I'll link up a video about my whole opinion on diets and supplements and all that good stuff. Because we are light beings, we are energetic beings, and whatever we believe, whatever we believe is what we will conceive, right? And so your belief system has everything to do with what you're experiencing in your physical form. And so I'm very fully aware of that. And so I personally have adopted, for my own personal journey, this sense of just well-being and just letting go of this idea that I need to fix myself. Because for a very long time, and this is a recent occurrence, okay? Because for a very long time I was on this I gotta fix myself journey, right? And I kind of stopped doing that and I stopped caring about it. And the only reason why I kind of did the whole Iridology thing in the first place is, one, it interested me and I had always wanted to do it, so I did that, and also because my parents were concerned. And yeah, so I'm just experimenting, playing on the playground of life, as always. I don't get caught up into all that stuff because I do not only believe, everyone is living in the law of attraction, right? So it's like, whatever you put out is what you get back. So I'm not putting out, I'm sick, I need healing, I need to fix myself, there's something wrong with me, you know what I mean? And so even though there might be like this physical appearance, right, that is there, I'm consciously shifting to a version of myself that is healthy. And I ain't perfect at it because clearly it's still there, and clearly there's stuff that I need to learn from it. And I'm totally fine with that, I'm like in constant communion with my higher self, in constant communion with my spirit family, with my divine team. So everything is all Gucci. So yeah, so that is that whole thing with the whole Iridology thing and my whole state of health and all that stuff. Yeah, so the other thing that I wanted to talk about that I'm super excited about, as you can see my little fro. Okay, this is my current thing. Don't hold me to it. As you know, I always flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't. And the truth about that is that we're here to explore many things. So yeah. The one thing that I'm excited about right now is I'm kind of growing out my little fro to get some locks. So like in 2016, early 2016, I got locks, and then I was just really done with the whole natural hair thing. I was done with having hair, period. I was tired of taking care of it because I wasn't really taking care of it. I had been natural for like almost 10 years prior to that. And then I was like, I'm just done. So that's when I just like locked it all off. And so I might be documenting my process of getting locks and taking care of my hair and stuff on here. So we'll see. If I do, you will see videos. If I don't, you won't. So that's my current obsession. Every time I see somebody with like locks, and sister locks more specifically, I'm super excited. I get like, ooh, especially when it's like long. I kind of envision myself having like these long locks or whatever. So we'll see. Because my hair grows pretty fast. Yeah, this is about like a month's worth of growth. So in a year's time, my hair could easily be down to my shoulders. That's kind of what happened when I first did the big chop back in like 2006 or 7 or whenever I did it. So yeah, I'm super excited. That's totally what's going on with me and my world. And yeah, I definitely want to share, just one of the things that was coming to me as I was kind of driving home was just this idea of letting go of being dogmatic in your life, you know? I know that people, when we are passionate about something, we can get, and trust me, I've been there. I've ridden this ride many times. When we get passionate about something, we get very dogmatic, like this is the only way, this is the way. We become very evangelical. And just know that we're here, literally, it's like our souls plopped on planet Earth, and like the whole planet is a playground, the whole planet is a theme park, and we're like, let's go play on this playground, or let's go play on this swing. Like everything that we're experiencing or exploring or have passion or excitement about is literally a ride, right? And so not everybody's gonna like the swings, not everybody's gonna like the roller coaster, not everybody's gonna like the merry-go-round, right? Like everybody came here to do their own thing. So just remember that anytime I'm sharing my journey, it's just because I'm passionate about talking about my journey, and I'm not saying that you should do what I do. I'm just saying this is what I do because this is where I'm at, this is what my soul came to explore, and as always, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't. So I just want to put that caveat in there because I know for some reason we live in this culture that is not only narcissistic but very consumer culture, right? Where we live in this consumer culture and we're taught from little to fall in line, to follow orders, to follow instructions. But I'm here to wake you up and say, follow your soul, follow your highest excitement, follow your intuition, follow your inner guidance. You are your own guru, you are your own master of life, and I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life. I'm only sharing my experience or what has worked for me in the hopes that for those souls who came to get on the merry-go-round that I'm on right now, that it will help them. But you might not be here to do the merry-go-round, so don't, you know, as I always say, flow if it feels good, let go if it doesn't. So that is it. That's all I have to share today. I know this is a long video, but I was excited to get on camera again for the first time in a while and just kind of share what's going on with me in my world. So I will talk to you guys soon. More videos to come as the inspiration arises, as always. And as always, remember to vibrate higher because you are divine. And always flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because your inner being knows what you came to experience on this playground called Earth. So, peace, love, and light, and have an awesome